Lord, in the name of Jesus, I pray a hedge fence of protection around your daughter. No hurt, harm, or danger. I pray that you'll assign 100,000 angels to cover her head. Thank you, dear Lord, that you have given her this moment to defy the odds in front of the entire world. Now, God, not for her name, but we promise we're going to give you all of the victory. Now,
stop playing with me. Y'all don't even like her. There is nobody who actually likes or enjoys Kamala Harris. She's not funny. Her personality isn't all that great. Y'all not about to tell me that y'all like the way she look. Her complexion, her racial ambiguity can only take her so far. Look how she be drowning in them damn suits. What is it? What are her redeeming qualities? What is it about this woman who is so obsessed with, there is nobody I'm that obsessed with that I'm just going to speak their name over and over and over again. If I don't like somebody, I don't say their name. She says Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump constantly. She's obsessive. She talks about Donald Trump more than she talks about her kids. I mean, she don't have none. Her stepkids. She talks about Donald Trump more than she talks about her daddy. She talks about Donald Trump more than she talks about her late mother. She talks about Donald Trump more than she talks about her husband, her cousins. She talks about that man on a consistent basis. She's obsessed with him. What do y'all like about her? What is it? She's not likable. She's not enjoyable. She's not funny. She's not fun. She's not creative. She's not unique. She's not quick on her toes. Quit playing with me. Y'all just really hate him. Y'all just really...
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Kamala Harris struggling with black men, okay? Because her campaign has gotten desperate, so desperate that she's now putting out ads claiming that black men who refuse to vote for Kamala Harris are going to have a hard time dating, okay? AKA, you're not going to be clapping any cheeks whatsoever if you do not vote for Kamala Harris. Take a look.
It's a really nice place. Have you been here before?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite spots. I bring everybody here.
I said not go on a lot of dates, but...
Hello, ladies. I'm Trey. It's good to be here.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I work in finance, making six figures.
How tall are you?
6'5".
Do you have a plan to vote in November?
Nah, not my thing.
Yeah, so I don't know about you guys, but I'm not sure if it's a good idea to tell black men that you're going to have troubles dating or you're going to be struggling to attract women if you do not vote for Kamala Harris, especially considering how we live in a time where a lot of men are kind of leaving the dating market because of how uppity some of these women have become, right? And now you're adding a new layer, right? A whole nother layer of unrealistic standards that these modern women already have, okay? Very mediocre women rejecting good men, okay? Now you're saying that, hey, you can be a great man, right? You can be 6'4", make six figures, good looking, all this stuff that women claim that they want. But if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, then, hey, you're not going to get any women. Yeah, I just don't think this is a good idea, right? I think a lot of men are frustrated nowadays with modern women, with dating. Playing up on that, yeah, I'm not sure who is advising her, but they're getting paid millions and millions and millions of dollars to offend people, okay? And Kamala Harris and the Democrats as well, too, have done a great job at offending certain groups of people over the last 2 to 3 weeks, which is probably part of the reason why she's tanking, okay? So she's offended black men, she's offended Christians, and then she ran to the black church this weekend to try to pander to black people, aka black women, because, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of black men have left the black church because the black church, there's nothing masculine about it nowadays, okay? It really is designed to appeal towards emotional women. I don't even think they really teach the Bible at church that much anymore, okay? There's a lot of things that's wrong with the church, especially the black church, and what you're going to hear from this woke pastor, Jamal Bryant, who hosted Kamala Harris, is exactly what I'm talking about. Because this guy came out and declared that there is something wrong with black men, a.k.a. they're sexist, okay, they're misogynist, if they do not support a sister, Kamala Harris, even though Kamala Harris is not a sister. Take a look.
You said something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah.
Full stop. And Mordecai was man enough to know that in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself.
In the context of the vice president, were you trying to send a message?
That we've got to be able to vote that misogyny is still real in our community. We've got to address it head on and not act like it doesn't exist. The reality is if black men had voted, Stacey Abrams would be a governor. And so I think that we've got to do some real redress that after racism, the biggest ill in America is sexism. And I think it's part of the responsibility of this generation to deal with it head on.
Yeah, so here we go. Once again, the campaign strategy from Kamala Harris and her surrogates is to offend people, right? Let's just tell people that if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, you're a bigot, right? That is what Jamal Bryant, a fake pastor, a woke pastor, is basically claiming. Now, I disagree with him. I think that as a pastor, as a man of God, he needs to understand the natural order of things, okay? It's God, it's the man, and then it's the woman, okay? I mean, that's the natural order of things. Women are supposed to look up to the man for leadership, and the man is supposed to look up to God, okay, to Jesus for leadership. That is the way that it's supposed to work, okay? And anything else, any teachings otherwise, again, it's just not biblical, okay? I don't know why is it that these people like to ignore the Bible for their own political purposes. I really don't get it. I don't understand it, okay? Teaching people that women are supposed to lead men and that men are supposed to follow behind women is anti-biblical. But again, this is why men are leaving the church for this very reason, okay? The church has become about pandering to women more so than actually teaching the scriptures in an accurate way, okay? And establishing how the order of things should be, okay? The way that a man can empower a woman is not to empower women to lead men. No. The way that a man empowers a woman first is to provide for his woman, to protect his woman, and to lead his woman, okay? And leading your woman means leading her and empowering her to fulfill the role of a woman, which is to be a wife and a mother, okay? To basically support her man and to help her man be the best version of himself, okay? I'm just saying, it might not sound good to people, okay? A lot of women might not like to hear that, but that is the natural order of things, okay? That is what built a great country. This is what built a great society that we have today. So that being said, Kamala Harris did an interview with Al Sharpton, who's also a race hustler, just like Jamal Bryant. And Al Sharpton essentially asked Kamala Harris about the misogyny and sexism among black men and how black men are allegedly not supporting her. And this was her response. Take a look.
I remember 1972. I was 17, going on 18. I worked as youth director for Shirley Chisholm's campaign for president. And I was stunned that some of the backlash she got were from black elected male officials saying they didn't want to support a woman. They went with other candidates. I think it was George McGovern. And I hear these people talking about black men that are pulling away from your campaign, though I've not seen any real evidence of that. Do you think some of the resistance of some men, black and white, is misogynist? And are you proud to see that most Americans, even being polled, have no problem supporting a woman at all? And I'm one that lived from Shirley to Kamala in terms of these campaigns.
And I have an emotional reaction to you raising the point of Shirley Chisholm, because it is on her broad shoulders that I stand, and so many of us stand. And we have come a long way, to your point, and on your specific point about including the fact that I have the support of countless black men who are in elected positions, including I'm just this afternoon and 2 church visits today with the mayor of Atlanta. That being said, I think that you are absolutely right, that there is this narrative about what kind of support we are receiving from black men that is just not panning out in reality in terms of when I go to last night Atlanta and had, I think, 10,000 people at a rally.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that, okay? Kamala Harris did not really deny that sexism or misogyny was behind the men that aren't supporting her, but she did go on to say that she believes that she's not really losing support among men, okay? Black men in particular, because of all of the woke liberal black men that showed up to support her at Jamal Bryant's church in Atlanta. So again, Kamala Harris in full-blown denial here. She doesn't believe that she's losing any support among black men. Now, we will see on election day. I don't know, historically speaking, you know, you do have all of these trends leading up to the election where people are saying, oh, black people, you know, in significant numbers are not going to vote Democrat this time. They're going to vote Republican. And typically they do end up still voting Democrat, right? I'm just hoping that it doesn't happen this time. It feels a little bit different this time, right? It doesn't feel the same as it did in prior election years. Okay, so with that being said, when they're not blaming black men and, you know, going after black men and, you know, trying to bring down black men for not supporting a sister, right? Even though, again, Kamala Harris is not a sister, okay, they are going after white people. They're telling white people that, well, if you don't support Kamala Harris, then you're a racist and you must support Kamala Harris or else you're going against democracy. Take a look.
Black women, it's even less than 6%. So I hope that we can have more honest conversation when it comes to what this demographic looks like.
Yeah, speaking of laying this at the feet of black men and honest conversations, former President Obama was back out last night. This is the first time since he was in Pittsburgh and invoked the potential of sexism in his appeal to black men to support the vice president. Angela, should there be a course correction because there was so much backlash to that framework? Was it a mistake for the former president to say what he did or to say it publicly? What was your assessment of what we heard from former President Obama?
You know, I think that it's wonderful that President Obama is out hitting the trail for democracy, frankly. And what I think is a mistake is to let white folks escape the accountability that they must face for not showing up to save democracy themselves. Like, they want to get mad at presidential candidates, right, when they don't wear a flag lapel pin or they don't see you pledging allegiance to the flag. That's what they want to get upset about. Now, the face of patriotism to them looks like trying to tear down the Capitol in a terrorist attack on January 6, 2021. So the responsibility of saving democracy should be on the largest demographic in this country. That is white men and white women. I don't want to see a women's march with hats come January if something doesn't go right. What I want to see is for them to march themselves to the polls, including today. We are in Detroit, Michigan for an early vote rally. In Michigan, early voting starts next Saturday, which is my birthday, Victor.
Happy birthday.
But today in Detroit, it starts today. There's a big event at Pistons Land. We will be adjacent to that event, talking to folks, Detroit voters, about what they want to hear, about the agendas that matter to them, about the economy, about healthcare, about ensuring that democracy is preserved, even if it's not perfect. We're doing our part. It's time for white folks to turn their ire and their attention to each other to ensure they also do their part.
Let me stay with you, Angela, on.
Yeah. So this is it. This is all they got, right? All they got at this point is trying to guilt trip people into voting for Kamala, right? If you have to guilt people into voting for somebody, you've lost, right? You've lost, okay? That's what they're doing. They're using shaming tactics, right? They're telling black men that, hey, you're a sexist if you do not support a sister, right? If you don't support Kamala Harris because a sister raised you, a sister fed you, right? A sister is so responsible for everything that you got that you owe Kamala Harris. Even though Kamala Harris is not raised as a sister, okay? She was not raised like that at all, okay? At all. But they want you to think that Kamala Harris is soul sister number one, and they try to shame you for not supporting her as if you owe her something. I don't owe Kamala Harris a damn thing. And you do not have to vote for Kamala Harris to show appreciation to black mothers, right? This is what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that if you don't vote for Kamala Harris, then you don't appreciate your black mother, which again is extremely offensive. Like, who is telling her that this is a good idea for her surrogates to come out here to continue to say stuff like this, right? Who is telling her it's a good idea to make ads where you're basically telling black men that women are going to reject them, that they're going to have a hard time dating because they don't support Kamala Harris? These people get paid millions of dollars, right, to take Kamala Harris's campaign, right? It's just hilarious to think about. So, hey, if this is what they want to do, if the tactic is let's shame whites, okay, let's shame, men, let's just shame everybody who doesn't want to support Kamala Harris, great, right? Double and triple down on this going into the election. I want to continue to see more of this, right? More. Let's do it, okay? Keep offending Christians, keep offending people, keep telling people that they're bigots, okay? That they're not doing their part because they don't want to support Kamala Harris and the terrible policies that have devastated the entire country, okay? So I want people to understand, they're doing this because they don't have real policies. They don't have any solutions. Kamala Harris can't even articulate a meaningful difference between her and Joe Biden. So this is what you do when you don't have anything anymore, right? You just use shaming tactics, right? That's just what it is. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.